No, you did not love me. You let me rot in freaking foster care. Hey guys. I'm in love with the coco. Alright, so I feel like this may be therapeutic for me. I feel like talking to people about my problems help me in a way. So I wanted to discuss what I was going through emotionally and mentally in the month of January, which is so weird because the month of January is supposed to really start your new year, catapult you, good vibes, happiness, just to start off the new year, right? But for me, which I don't know if I am doing this purposely or it's subconsciously happening every year for the month of January, every year. And I can't even date how far back my emotions have been doing this to me precisely on the month of January. And I feel like the devil really be trying to come for me when the new year starts. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to really come. Like, I don't know the power that, at this point, I do not know the power that God has in me to the point where the devil really is trying to cripple me at this point. I don't know what I was doing. I know what I was doing. I know what I was doing. I was basically in ministry at my church and being consistent, trying to do my very best, even though I'm not perfect, and I guess that is always a threat to the devil. So but before this month, and I happen to live my life on my own, every January, like clockwork, depression. So let me go back to last year, January. Last year, January, I can't even say it was a suicidal attempt. The way I express myself, it's not like, hey, I'm gonna kill myself, It's like I feel dead already. Like, not even that I want to die. I feel like I'm dead already. So why am I not really, like, dead in real life? Scary, right? Completely scary. It's completely scary from the other side, but to me, it logically makes sense. Just because of what I've been through in the past. And let me tell you, I had a really good year. Like, start of the year, I had a really good end of 2018. Everything is good. Until I seen something, like something triggers these emotions, and I'm just sinking. But I don't sink too deep. I sink enough where I can go further, but I just don't, off of the grace of God. Thank you. And prayers for my friends and for my church family. I thank them for that, because I definitely feel it. I definitely feel like God was hearing you guys, and I appreciate it. But whew, and it's like, I know I'm gonna get out. Let me vent. Let me go through what I'm going through. Let me deal with it. Like, don't tell me you shouldn't feel like this. You're this, you're that, you have this, you have this, you have... First of all, you don't even know the amount of trauma and it's at a point where I need to talk to somebody, like, professional, Spiritually, yes, I do seek spiritual counsel. That's great. That's great and everything. Even my pastor would tell you that getting professional help is all right. So, I am seeking professional help. Not because I feel like I'm gonna kill myself. This is not funny. I'm laughing because I'm actually really talking about it. Like, I'm actually really talking about it. Like, I talk to my friends, but I really and ultimately don't feel like, no matter how close I am with everybody, I love y'all, I really don't feel like people really get me. Like, the people, it's just so many like levels to how I feel. Like, I can vent, I can say all these things to my friends. I feel like they don't get me. They just don't. Like, some of my friends are used to me being so strong. So when I'm weak, it's like, what are you doing? Like, snap out of it. And you can't snap out of it. It's something that I can't just snap out of. Like, people expect me to just get up and change. People think that checking on me is, or like, I don't know, like it's gonna just immediately make me change, or convincing me to go to church is gonna make me change. Like, it's deeper than that. Yes, I can go and seek Christ. I can go and pray. I can, but it's already hard. It's hard to do. It's hard for me to wake up and go to work. It's hard for me to want to wake up the next day. Like, you, people really didn't understand for the month of January that I just needed a break, okay? Like, and I'm not even saying a break from God, because I still studied, I still prayed. Not as much as I should have, and I'm working on that. And it's not because I wanted to be where I'm at and to sit in my funk. It's not, it's a little bit different. Like, it's a little bit deeper than that. Like, people do not choose to be depressed, okay? It can really be a serious issue, or you can be a person that overthink yourself into the position that you're in. But if you are that type of person that overthink yourself into the position that you're in, into the state that you're in, you have to learn, you have to unlearn how to do that. And that's hard. That still takes time itself, you know? And it's like, people don't understand, and people get frustrated, and people don't know how to respond. People don't know how to deal with me. But it was a lot. So I'm going to explain to you guys what brought me there. I'm going to explain the whole day. So me and my girlfriend, we went bowling. Perfect day. I had a good time, you know, regular old time. And then we went to a lounge, like restaurant. They have food, a bar, regular place, right? We went, and it's in Yonkers. And then having a good time. We ordered some, what we ordered? Chicken fries, chicken tenders and fries, you know. And I had a beer, normal stuff, right? So we're enjoying, we're talking, whatever. And then one of my cousins come up, and I'm cool with her, you know, because we're all pretty much around the same age. But everybody in my family that are up of age, that are older, that got about like 10 kids, like, I don't mess with them, you know. And there's a backstory behind that. I can try to get into that without really displacing myself in what I'm trying to tell you. But I'm not sure if you guys watched in a previous video, I did touch on the fact that I was in foster care. But before I was in foster care, when I was taken out of my home and I was placed in my younger brother's grandmother's house with him, I couldn't deal with her anymore because she was completely evil to me at that time. No shade, no tea, but still, you were evil. So, I told my social worker I have to get out, because I'm literally plotting to kill this old lady. If I don't get out, she will die by the end of the week. Like, That is how evil this lady was, and this is why a teenager was talking like this. So, what happened was my social worker reached out to my grandmother to see if I've had any blood relatives or anybody that will take me before being put into a foster home, right? So my grandmother, every time I tell this story, like, I freaking choke up. Anyways. Look at the tear, guys. I can't even tell you how many times I've already cried in the month of January. But yeah, my grandmother asked everybody that lived in New York State if someone can take Asada. She's having troubles within her home, and I don't want my grandchild to go into foster care. Someone, please take her. Did anyone take me? No, nobody did. And mind you, like I said, they have about 10 kids, maybe 5, 6, 3 or 4 around that time, 2 or 3 at that time. No, if you're just gonna keep breeding and keep living off the system, or I don't know, whatever your situation is, you're gonna keep breeding, keep making children. If that's what you want, why did you not take someone in? I am your brother's only daughter, or I am your cousin's only daughter, or I am your uncle's. I don't really know the dynamics. I'm still trying to get it together with like who's who and what is what to each family member. But you know the situation on how my father died. My father committed suicide. That is the story that they tell. But if you know that, and you know that I'm his only daughter, and you guys were somewhat or cool with my father while he was alive, none of you guys could have taken me. Like, no one, like, and I was a good kid, you know, like the situation that I was in, I did not ask to be in that situation. Like, I didn't ask to be in that situation. I didn't put myself in that situation either. I'm going to do another video on my foster care experience. Great. So I didn't ask to be put in that situation, but I was placed in that situation. I was a good kid. I went to school. I wasn't even into all the other stuff that people that was my age that was into. I just need someone to take me. And it ain't even about the matter of money, because when my father died, I received some money. So whoever was going to take me would use that money to take care of me. How much money do you think I am? Like, I don't bother nobody. And I really for years tried to understand, why did no one take Asada? Asada's like 16. Asada is an innocent little girl who needs her family. You know what I'm saying? Like, who needs the... I'm laughing because I'm just tired. Bullshit. Who needed a family. And I'm sad because if somebody else told me this story, I would be as sad. So it's like, I'm kind of looking in. Yeah, I'm looking in on this little girl that just needed somebody, you know? And because people that were supposed to be family did not come in and help this innocent girl, she went through all these things she possibly didn't have to go through. She struggled with things that she possibly did not have to struggle with. And it's out of what? Selfishness? Out of like just... I can't even make up the words of what to call it. Like, that's purely evil. And then for you to act like everything's okay, to come into my face and act like everything is okay, you're bugging. You're bugging. Completely bugging. Completely. So anyways, it's about okay, so what's getting really in my hair? Something wrong with it? It looked like something. Whatever, dude. Anyways, so that is the backstory on that of why I feel the way that I feel. I feel like I came a long way because at one point I hated, and I can just honestly speak on that. Just being at a place where I held a lot of resentment because I didn't really have so much of God in my life. This looks so lopsided, gosh. Yeah. So I didn't have like God into my life as much as I do now. There was a lot of barriers that were broken, a lot of chains that were broken because of Christ. And that is why now I can say at that time I hated these people. Like with my soul. Like I would spit on them. I'm speaking from where I was in the past, and I can do that because I'm not there today. I was so angry that I wanted to spit on them at one time because they just disgusted me. You know why? Because I used to have them when I was younger. I had a Facebook, and they were all on my Facebook, and they would always be like, "Oh, we love you, Asada. How you doing?" One day I was like, "Wait, why are you talking to me again?" And I am the person that will vocalize how I feel to whoever. You know what I'm saying? So I put a post and I said, I don't need any fake family. I don't need people that are supposed to be my blood being fake towards me. Because when I needed y'all, y'all wasn't here. But now you're coming to me only through social media saying, oh, hey, I love you. How are you doing? No, you did not love me. You let me rot and freaking foster care. You don't love me. But that's as far as it went. And some of them were upset. Somebody inboxed me like, how can you say that? I straight up told them, and they couldn't come back with a response because I was right. You know, they couldn't say anything about it. Boy, I have some story time. And it's funny. I like to talk about it because it's like I'm not in that mindset anymore, and like today I would never do that. And at the time it was like serious, but now I can laugh about it. You know, you grow and then you laugh about things. So I got some story times for y'all. Anyways, so that's the backstory, and that's how I felt in the past. Now I just don't mess with you. That's what I call it. I don't mess with you. Like we cool, but we not cool. Just stay over there. Stay over there. I'm over here. I'm thriving. I'm vibing. Don't come into my space. Okay? I'm not ready for you to come into my space and act like things are okay without an apology. So, like I was saying, me and my girlfriend went out to eat. One of my cousins came over. We're cool. I'm cool with her, no problems. And then another cousin came over. And then one of my aunts came over. And I can't really differentiate who's my cousin and who's my aunt. Just know if you're over the age of 30 or 35 and my grandmother asked you to take me in when she needed you to take me in, don't talk to me. Like that, those feelings are for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I was good. First, I was actually really shocked to see them because I have completely made choices to not see them. We've had family reunions where I avoided family reunions because I'm gonna sit here and act fake for what? Like, I don't like, and there there is a big line between acting like an adult and acting fake. All right, I can act like I can act like an adult. I can be mature about the situation, but you as an adult have the choice to put yourself in an environment with people, and you have the choice to not put yourself in an environment with those type of people. I chose not to for plenty of years. So when I seen them, they started coming up to me, and because I was completely shocked, they were like giving me a hug, and it's not like I was like, ugh, get away from me. It was just like, oh hey, how are you? I'm okay. Like, oh, you should come over there. Like, all your family's over there in our section. Come over there. And I'm like, okay, okay. Like, I was just saying okay because I really didn't know what to say. And I was really confused as to why they felt like it was okay to come up to me like everything was fine. Like, like, so from then, it completely, like, I broke down. Like, I broke down in the restaurant crying to my friend because I just can't understand why people are so comfortable with mistreating people that, one, that don't deserve it, two, that never did anything to you, and three, that are vulnerable and innocent. Like, how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself? Like, with yourself. Like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? And then come up to me like, we all gravy. No. No, we got beef, but we ain't got no beef. I don't got no beef with them. I ain't got no beef with them. But let's just thank the Lord that I am not who I used to be, because I have nothing to say about that. Anyways, bring it back. So they kept coming up maybe like 4 times, like, hey, come over. I'm not, this is not the setting. Unless you guys want to apologize, this is not the setting that I'm gonna go socialize with you guys after how many years. Like, no, I don't forget. You're lucky I forgave, and you're not lucky I've forgiven you, because Jesus forgives me every day. So aren't we blessed for his grace? How about that? Okay. So after I was crying, my friend was like, do you want to leave? And then after we left, it just got worse. And on top of that, it was freaking raining hard. And I just broke down in my car. Like, I started screaming. I literally, like, seeing them brought back everything that I mentally and psychologically and physically went through in foster care because they abandoned me. It, like, everything started rolling back. Like, imagine things that you try to forget. Imagine feelings that you try to put behind you. Imagine feelings that you thought you got over start rushing back. All these feelings at once, and you don't know what to do with them. So I had a freaking mental breakdown. I started screaming, and then I started to get into this place where I I felt I got into this place that I was in before for several years. And because I have not been there, it was so new to me again. And I didn't know how to break from it. And I get into this place of darkness. Not even like, okay, let's just say darkness because it's not light. A place of darkness where I feel dead. Like the amount of stuff that I've been through, sheesh. And I'm laughing because I, by the grace of God, I am alive. But, like, but at that moment, I felt like I was just living. Like, I wasn't alive, if you get what I'm saying. I was living. Like, how a rock is just there, is not really alive, it's just there. It's there, you see it, it's present, but there's nothing, inside. There's nothing about it. There's nothing there. And that's how I felt because of that interaction with them. It set me all the way back, and that is why I protected myself from them for several years, and I avoid that family um, for that reason. So, when I got there, I felt dead, and I understand why people around me get worried when I talk about death. But death to me is not a scary thing. I know some people are scared to die. Death to me is not a scary thing. It's something that happens, it's something that you can feel. Like, and it's something that somebody can feel for so long. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt for so long. And some way I just kept pushing. In some way I became successful. Some way I've gotten all the things that I've ever wanted, that I ever needed. Some way I am here today. And that only way is because of Christ. Like, seriously, because I couldn't, even when I wasn't aware that he was moving in my life, he was. In some case where I thought I was living off of my own pretenses, living off of my own life, everything that I got was